Good morning. The morning break for this Tuesday. We are late into January, ladies and gentlemen, and that should get you encouraged. It's going to be almost February. For those of us in the frozen tundra, where last night it dipped below zero. That was not feels like, that was the real temperature, -1. Here just outside Toledo, Ohio last night. Besides that, we have snow and wind. It was exciting. And you know what? Yeah, this is me looking like, you gotta be kidding. Weatherman talking coming up about another system that could dump some more snow. So yeah. Oh, hey, listen, have you seen, and we have a lot of our friends who live in the Nashville area. It has been tough for them. 250,000 homes still without power in the Middle Tennessee Valley as of right now. And that is tough. Beautiful area. Love it. Going to be there next month. Just actually in 3 weeks. We will be in Nashville. National Religious Broadcaster is going to be there. Going to be a lot of fun. Chris and I get a chance to be a part of some of the events, some of the panels, and some of the things going on for NRB. And also, we get to do some interviews, which I am super excited about. Always fun to meet with our friends and also get to interview new people. It is always a lot of fun. And so we're super pumped about that. You know what today is? Today is National. It is National Plan Your Vacation Day. And I can't think of a better idea than to plan your vacation when it is freezing cold. Maybe you want to go to Florida. And hey, it's time for the My Snackies. It's my-snackies.com. Look in Cam. That is Deerfield Beach in Florida. Yes, I think that would be awesome, except we're planning we love to travel. So one of our trips coming up is in May. May probably not a time I want to be there. I'm betting that beach is packed. If I lived anywhere close to it though, today I would be there. Deerfield Beach in Florida. It's the My-Snackies look-in Cam. And did you see the bird? You see the seagull go like right across? How cool is that? That, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is live television on the morning break. It is good to be here. By the way, National Vacation Planning. Have you planned your vacation yet? We literally get done with one vacation and we're planning another. Been very blessed, very fortunate that Chris and I get to travel a lot. And so we've got about 5 trips planned for 2026 that we're going to do. And so that's kind of the fun part about life. And also, this is a big deal year for us. This is our 5th anniversary this year. So coming up in September, we'll celebrate 5 years, and our story is incredible. In fact, you can always hear snippets of it on our TV show here on the network on Abundant TV. It's tonight. Excuse me. Tonight is not Monday, though the weather is doing that to me. Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's the Rob and Kristen show. Tonight, a super, super cool interview with somebody who survived in just crazy conditions in Romania under communism and yet shined their faith out. You're going to want to watch tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time, the Rob and Kristen show with my lovely wife. And we get to talk a little bit about, because this show was taped during the heavy snows this past week. And yeah, it was crazy. Hey, listen, I want to thank the great folks at 7 Weeks Coffee, 7weekscoffee.com. Now, listen, you may say, Rob, I love coffee, but I just go to the store and get it, and that's fine. I do that too. In fact, I've got a couple bags right now that I got at the store because every once in a while you like to mix. But overall, my go-to coffee is 7 Weeks Coffee. My wife was super brilliant. She came up with the idea to get the variety pack. Now, maybe you're not like me, and maybe you don't like a dark roast coffee. That's super fine. But for those of us that like dark roast, their dark roast is amazing. Get the variety pack though, and go to 7weekscoffee.com. Use the promo code ATV10 when you order. We'd love that. I'm gonna take a drink because I can. It's my show. So seriously, getting back really quick to talk about since it's National Plan Your Vacation Day, more and more people, and we've been talking about this a lot because I seriously love travel. And so we've been talking about this a lot. But right now, a lot of people are doing vacations. And I Googled this last night because I knew I was going to talk about it today on the show. A lot of people are going to small towns, and I was laughing about it. But there are a lot there. One of the towns that came up was Red Wing, Minnesota. I've been to Red Wing a ton. Cool little town. La Crosse, Wisconsin, another one that made the list. And Winona, Minnesota made it. It was funny because a lot of the Midwest towns made it on the list. And of course, then the cliche ones like Brand, which I love Branson, Silver Dollar City, everything there, but it would not be a place I would go and want to spend a week. My wife and I have defined these things. We have weekend places and week long places. Branson, good solid weekend. Yeah, I'm going. I'll go for a weekend. There's some great food, some cool shopping, but a whole week, I'm not doing a week in Branson. I'm sorry. I've done it. My company actually does events there, and when we were doing events in Branson, I was there for a week, and no, not doing that. But hey, put an in on the app. You can suggest where we should go on one of our trips this year. It's easy to do. Just click in the app and go to suggest and tell us where. When we come back, super excited about today's guest. We're going to do that after this.
Behind every precious life, there was a choice. Behind every family moment, behind every special memory, there was a choice. A life of joy. A life that is beautifully and wonderfully made. At 7 Weeks Coffee, we are funding the pro-life movement, one cup at a time. Will you let your coffee serve a greater purpose?
Great folks, 7 Weeks Coffee. You heard me talk about them for this last year, whether it's on this show or on several other shows that I've done, or even the Robin Kristen show. You've heard us talk about 7 Weeks Coffee. It's because we believe in them, and they do great stuff. Gonna take one more look in on the My Hyphen Snackies cam. Gosh, Deerfield Beach in Florida. Yes, please. I should have set up a camera outside here cuz that's incredible. Oh, that does not look just incredible. That looks just like, oh my goodness. I want to do that. And super exciting. And hey, listen, we have a great guest today. Cameron is he does a little of everything and a lot. He does a lot for God. Pastor, we'd love to welcome you. Welcome to the morning break, Cameron Garner. It's nice to meet you. And we actually met about a few minutes ago. But man, I want, before we dig into what you're doing now, tell us how you got called into ministry.
Oh man. So it's definitely been a progression over time for sure. I started out just evangelizing, everywhere I went. And my heart was really crying out for more. I was desiring the deep things of God in my life. I wanted to hear God's voice, hear him accurately for other people and myself. I wanted to see the sick healed and lives changed. And so I went on a journey, and God showed himself powerful, showed himself faithful. And as a result of that, I started seeing the things that I was desiring in my heart, because God gives you the desires of your heart. and he put amazing people in my life to help me along, and people started seeing the value of what I carry and what I walk in, and just seeing a lot of fruit. And because of that fruit, a lot of people testify of what's going on, and what's happened as a result of prayer or training, and it's just kind of escalated from there.
So now you've got a lot of things going on, but I want you to talk a little bit about you're doing some training stuff. Tell everybody about that. Let's dig into that. Let's make that kind of our focus for a few minutes.
Yeah, so actually, in January of last year, my family went to Puerto Rico, and we were out here ministering and praying for people, and just enjoying the kingdom of God, seeing a lot of fruit, and it just started feeling like home. It was really weird. And so we start talking to each other, and we're like, I don't know, is it weird? Is that crazy for us to move out here? Like, I don't know. That seems so crazy. So, but we waited until we got back. We discussed everything as a family. We continued to pray about it, and we just knew like that's what we're supposed to do. So within 2 months, we lived in Puerto Rico, and it's been a crazy uphill battle. But we're moved out here. We're starting a ministry school in Puerto Rico, and so where we equip the saints for the work of ministry. It's a 6-day live-in school where you see my life. You see my life with my wife or my kids. My kids hear the voice of God and walk in the prophetic and all that, and we all do that. You get to see us, connect with us. We do trainings. We do outreach. People will see people heal through them. They'll operate in words of knowledge in the prophetic, and when they go back home, they'll have the capacity to be able to impact the community that they live in.
And so with this training, the 6-week training, and you talked about
6 days.
some of it, 6 days.
Mhm.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I want to come for 6 weeks because I want to be on the beach for several of them. But for 6 days, so is there hands-on stuff? Do you guys go out and do some hands-on ministry while you're there?
Absolutely. So if you want kind of a summary, what we teach in the first, we connect, we hang out, we get to know each other, day one. Day two, I teach identity in Christ. Who did you become when you gave your life to Jesus? What does that look like? And then how to renew your mind, how to because there's a lot to this, but everybody has a carnal mind. That's the brain. Jesus had a carnal mind, believe it or not. He said in the garden, nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done. He didn't live from that position. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And so I train people to effectively to renew their mind. So they overcome all that mental battle, all that, they have the capacity to overcome depression, anxiety, and all of those things and live free. And I teach how to live free in Christ. And then we get into healing. How does that work biblically? How does words of knowledge and the prophetic work biblically? We do some activations, hands-on training. I'll demonstrate and give people opportunities to step out in faith. And then we go out. We may go out to a restaurant. Puerto Rico has amazing food. To me, it's the best food in the world. It's always, I know in the States right now, it's super cold, but you can go swimming today. It's beautiful. And so we'll go to the beach, we'll go out to eat, and then on practice what we have learned. And then on Saturday, it's all day. We'll go to Mall San Juan. We might go different places, enjoy the island and whatnot, and give people a full day. And in the midst of all that, I'm always here. We're fellowshipping. I'm answering the hard questions. I feel like a lot of times when people teach, especially the deep things of God, people are left with more questions than answers. And my heart is to do the opposite. I want you to be able to be settled in truth, build a solid foundation that you can walk on, that you can see the fruit of it in your life.
I think a word that you said that was so interesting, that so many people right now are dealing with, is anxiety. So many people in the world are dealing with anxiety. I deal with anxiety on on occasion, there are times where so I always want to be careful because and say this to people because if God really told me, he said, "Hey, listen, don't hide that you've had anxiety because there are a lot of people that struggle with it." Don't you think, Pastor?
Absolutely, absolutely. But Jesus did tell us to be anxious for nothing. So if that's a command, then that means there's 100% a way out of that.
Yep. And isn't that awesome? And that's it. And I think that's so cool. Talk about some of the impact that you've seen. So you've been there. What if it was? Oh, let's take the time thing. You were there last January. You came back 2 months later. So you've been there almost a year. Tell us some of the impact you've seen in Puerto Rico since you've been there.
It's absolutely been amazing. It's different. So in Puerto Rico, there's a lot of religion. However, I haven't been seeing it, which is really incredible because everybody keeps telling me about it. I'm here. I'm involved in the community. I'm out. We're out ministering. We're connecting with pastors and leaders. It's been amazing how many pastors and leaders we've connected with. And to just move here, not really know anybody, and already ministering in different churches, conferences, training pastors and leaders. I'm seeing several pastors that are now seeing people healed in their congregation that were not before, and now they're seeing consistency. And it's just been beautiful. It's been beautiful. It's almost as if as we go out, because it's an as you go gospel. So you go to Walmart, they got Walmart and all that stuff here too, right? It is a U.S. territory. So, as you go out, you get a word of knowledge. Somebody gets healed, we pray over someone. But what's really been amazing is almost like it's been really strategic. Like we're just coming into contact with the right people, like the perfect people for what God is doing on the island. It's been really incredible.
Well, that is so cool. Now, I do want to mention because we've talked a lot about what you're doing right now, but you mentioned a book or two books. Is it two books?
So I have a book called The Kingdom Perspective: Out of Adam and Into Christ. That's on Amazon. That book has also been translated into Spanish. It's also on Amazon. So, and then my wife and I have a daily devotional called 31 Days to a Victorious Lifestyle, right? Victorious Mindset. Sorry, Victorious Mindset. 31 Days to a Victorious Mindset. So they're all available. Just go ahead.
And it's on Amazon. Just search his name. And I love the idea of victorious mindset. And this is something that I have really in the last year. The words that we speak and the things that we think are so important in our faith. And I don't think a lot of people realize how much the words that we say affect the blessings that God brings.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the amazing thing is that you already are victorious in the spirit. And you already have a victorious mindset, but you have to learn to think from that place, to live from that place, because the Bible says that you have the mind of Christ. It doesn't say that you're getting it. It doesn't say you have a mind like Christ either. It says you have the mind of Christ. And so that's the mind of the Spirit. That's the mind of who you became when you gave your life to Jesus, when you became a new creation. But the problem is our experience has been our source of truth for so much of our life that by default, Christians are functioning from the flesh towards the spirit, trying to become who they already are in the spirit. They're trying to obtain the promises instead of renewing their mind to the reality that they already have them. And that mind renewal produces transformation, which means what is already true in the spirit becomes a reality in the natural.
And see, I think that's so important. And I love that. Let's say somebody's out there and they're kind of struggling with that, the whole victory mindset. Give them a couple pieces of easy hands-on things they can do to start to change their mindset.
Well, what you're really struggling with is the lie. That's the entire struggle. Jesus said that when you know the truth will make you free. So if truth makes us free, then it's lies that keep us in bondage. And I say this so many times that the truth is true whether we believe it or not, but it only sets us free once we know it, right? And knowing is different than believing. Jesus didn't believe he could walk on water. He knew he could. There's a settling. There's a place that we step into where it doesn't matter what is going on in the mind anymore, because you learn to recognize it's never about silencing the mind. It's never about silencing the carnal mind, because the carnal mind is at enmity against God. It is not subject to the laws of God. Neither indeed can it be. So it's never going to be quiet. The question is what do you do with it? How do you handle it? And if the truth is more real than the lie no longer has a voice in your life.
That's awesome. Okay, so to close this out, we do these. They're called quick questions. First quick question. The answers don't have to be quick. The questions are quick.
Okay.
Favorite place to go eat?
Oh, in Puerto Rico?
Mhm.
You know what? I would say probably, and this is going to sound crazy, probably Golden Corral, because in the United States, everything in Puerto Rico when it comes to food is better. If it's not good food, it shuts down because people know how to cook here, right? They know how to cook real good. So in the States, to me, Golden Corral, everything's mediocre. But in Puerto Rico, everything's great. It's all good. So
interesting. So next question. If you've got a free night, what do you do?
Oh man, if I have a free night, I guess it really depends. We're pretty adventurous,
Okay.
as a family. So, we may go out to eat, we may connect with people. I mean, it's every day is different. Every day is different. When if we plan something, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But if it's kind of a last minute, hey, you know what? We don't have nothing going on. We always try to do something. We're very family centered, so we enjoy just watching a movie, hanging out, eating some popcorn. Yeah.
Okay. So if you're going to watch sports on TV, what's your favorite sport to watch on television?
Oh man, you got me on that one, because I do not like watching sports on TV.
Really?
I don't. I like going to games in person.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up playing sports, and I just never really got into watching it on TV, the whole thing. So, yeah.
Well, we'll forgive you for that. But
All right.
in 2 weeks,
Appreciate it.
you got to cheer for the Seahawks because they are going to win the Super Bowl in 2 weeks' time.
All
So
right.
you got to do that. Hey, listen, Pastor, give everybody your web address so they can find you, and also we're on Amazon. It's just your name on Amazon if they search it.
Yeah,
Correct?
just type in my name. Yep. And there's another book in the mix too, 31 Days to a Prophetic Lifestyle. So,
Awesome.
but yeah, you can find me on CameronGarnerMinistries.com. The new website for the school is finished, but everything's not updated. But that is HolySpiritFireSchools.com.
Awesome. Pastor, great having you on today. Thank you so much for being with us. We're going to come back with my final thoughts after this. Such a great interview, such a cool guy. I wished I, of course, was in Puerto Rico. I am not. I'm in the frozen tundra of Ohio. But hey, let's wanted to talk about a couple things. We talked about today it being National Plan Your Vacation Day, and we talked about a couple of other things out of that, and that was something that I wish I'd mentioned with Pastor. You could go down hang out with him for the period of time during their school and be in Puerto Rico. And you know why I suggest that? Because a ton of people are doing that. New study shows for faith-driven people, more and more folks are doing vacations with a purpose, it's called, whether that vacation is going on a missions trip or going to help churches somewhere or doing something like going to a school for a few days. I think those are all neat ideas. That is the trend. It is actually right now the number one trend for Christians in the United States. I think that's awesome. A couple of the things I want to talk about. Of course, I hinted with Pastor about it. Coming up, the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Hey, listen, we're gonna have some special programming on Abundant TV coming up the week of the Super Bowl. Be watching for that. We're going to talk about it. You'll see some announcements, of course, on the website and on, of course, on TV. If you're watching here, you'll see the advertisements for it. We're excited about that. Just so many neat things going on right now with the network and with everything else. And also, I think that the thing I find one of the fascinating things, I want to take a dive into this for just a couple minutes, is the new culture of social media and Christians that are creating, and it's just so much fun. It's fun to watch where we're seeing things head, and I love that, and I want to encourage people. And in fact, right now is a time where you're seeing more and more people create content, faith-driven content, and I love that. So be watching over the next few months on the show. We're going to highlight some of these Christian creator content people. You're going to see them. They will have segments here on Morning Break. It is interesting to see, and the study talked about this, that now Christians are feeling so much more comfortable about sharing their faith on social media. And it's usually curated through things like video or pictures. And so we're going to talk to some of the leading Christian influence content creator type people over the next few months. And probably, though we're working on the whole scheduling thing, it'll probably start sometime in March. We're looking forward to that. Some great shows still to come this week. And I just appreciate Pastor for being with us today. It was a cool show. What he's doing is amazing. Check out his website, check out his books, get all of that stuff. And where did the time go? Goodness, it just goes by way too fast. Hey, I want to thank the great folks, 7 Weeks Coffee. If you've never had small batch, small roast coffee, you need to check them out. 7 Weeks Coffee. That's 7weekscoffee.com. Use the promo code ATV10, my favorite coffee. And we appreciate them. Also, the looking cam from the folks at my-snackies.com. Great Christian-based company. And if you're going to cheer on the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, order your My-Snackies snacks. Get ready to celebrate. It's just going to be awesome. Hey, listen, you know what? You've taken your break. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we'll see you tomorrow. This has been the Morning Break.